know how much Ielts free material is out there on the internet? Well, it's over 76 million results, and many students spend hours and hours of studying, and some of that material is not credible. To save you from this frustration, I created a video on the 10 sites I use with my students to prepare for the Ielts. So, grab your cup of coffee or tea and let's begin. Now, in this video, I will show you sites that are good for Ielts preparation and sites that are good for your general English improvement. These can be used by someone taking TOEFL or any other English proficiency exam, and you can just use it to generally improve your English. So, the first site is going to be ESL Lab. How do we use this? Listening and understanding native speakers. So, check it out. Let's see how it works. It has materials for all levels. So you simply come into listening activities. There is easy, intermediate, difficult. Let's try to, for example, look at intermediate level. If you come to the intermediate level, for example, we choose running shoes. It's one of my favorite audios. It's very funny and it has vocabulary. You can try to listen to it. So if you look here, you have 2 idioms. So every topic has 2 idioms, and they're explained plus an example. Plus you can try to maybe do a writing, or if you don't have a friend to practice English with or a teacher, teachers too can use this. You can just record the answer in your phone. So try to look at the question. What are the potential physical and psychological health benefits of walking and running, no matter what the pace might be? Just try to record your answer into your phone and listen to it again and again. If you do this every day, you will see results. So let's look at, it has questions, and if you, for example, choose the wrong answer, it will say incorrect. So you try again, something like that. And the other good thing about it is if you scroll down, there is see listening script. So you click onto the listening script and you can see whatever they were talking about. If, for example, you didn't hear one of the words or missed something, you just come to the listening script and you will hear whatever you missed. So this is a very good site, plus it has good vocabulary and sample sentences, all of this. So you can learn, you can benefit from a lot from this website. I recommend you check it out. And you can also try difficult. Even if you're preparing for Ielts, try to do a sample of different listening activities, not only Ielts listening exam. Try to test yourself with different materials. It will be very good if you add variety into your studying. The other website is Ielts Buddy. This has all the sections and it also has vocabulary. It was recommended by one of my students. He really benefited from this website. So we are going to dive in. Ielts Buddy. Ielts Buddy. All right, so that's the official site. And like Ielts app, this also has all the sections: writing, speaking, reading, and listening. And it has lessons, ebooks, it has vocabulary sections, it has idioms, collocations, phrasal verbs. I made a video about practicing, preparing for Ielts in 30 days. I will link it in the comments or in the description. You have to check it out. These are very important while preparing for your Ielts. So just visit the site, try to make use of all these, like vocabulary. Let's look at the vocabulary sections, for example. When you get here, everything is organized according to the topics that come on the Ielts. For example, education, crime, diet and health, all of this. So I recommend you visit this website and try to check what it has.
You can use BBC. Many students use this to simply read news. It's very good for both vocabulary, and you can also improve your grammar, reading skills. And the other thing is Aurora TV. I don't know if you have used this before, but I will show you how Aurora TV works. The other website I would recommend is TED Talks. These are very good for listening skills, and you can learn new ideas. You can also use this as a mobile application. You can download it on your phone and listen to this while you go to work, while you do your chores, etc. For passive listening. So I'm going to show you the beauty of TED Talks.
How can you use it? You have to go to topics. So you click onto topics and you have all the topics organized into the alphabetical order. For example, if you're learning English for example, one of my students is a lawyer. So you want to learn law terminologies, you want to learn vocabulary about the law and just have new ideas. We can scroll down until L and look what we got, law. So you click onto this and Pursuit of Justice. It has 10 different talks, 10 different people from all over the world. Truths about the US prison system, 8 different talks. So you click onto that, try to see what it's about. Different talks about law that weren't categorized. So it has people from all over the world, different accents, different ideas, and I think it's good to know what's happening in the rest of the world. So for example, if we click onto one of these, truths about the US prison, you can choose the secret US prisons you've never heard of before. So it's 14 minutes. You click onto that, listen. It has subtitles, that's very good. And the other good thing about this site is you can choose 1 minute topics, and no, that's that. There is a category that says surprise me. I used to use that. You can also listen to podcasts, by the way. I didn't mention this as one of the different materials, but I love using podcasts with my students because people speak naturally rather than use language that's not suitable. So you can look at that. Ideas blog, there are blogs. There's another feature that it had whereby you can ask it to something like surprise me or something like that. And it would choose for you a topic according to what time you have to listen. For example, you could say, I need a topic in under 3 minutes. And it would choose it. visit the page and try to find it out by yourself. Was it in the Discover section? Anyways, this is your homework. Try to figure out where that feature is. But this is a very good site for you to learn English. And I would recommend you try to listen to one talk every day. For example, you're cleaning the house, or you're having breakfast, or before you go to bed. You can make it a habit to listen to one talk every day. Choose a topic. For example, let's say if you're preparing for the Ielts, choose topics that come on the Ielts. If you're learning for your work, choose a topic under your work and listen to something every day. It's going to give you different ideas. For example, if you're doing marketing, let's go into M. It means you're going to go to work with your new ideas, which will lead to a promotion in your job. So this thing is really good.
The other website is Deep English. I have shared this on my Instagram before, but this is very good for pronunciation. You will learn how to speak like a native, and
it's very good to help you improve your accent and vocabulary, reading skills. Let's check out what it has to offer. So you can click on to free lessons. This website teaches you using stories. So if you love stories, this is a perfect site for you. For example, let's see the robot spreads peace and compassion. Let's click onto this. So if you get onto this site, it has the slow pace. The story is read at a slow pace, a normal pace, and a fast pace. So I'm going to try to show you how this works. For example, slow.
DeepEnglish.com. A new priest is causing a stir at a 400-year-old Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan. Named Mindar, she teaches about compassion and the dangers of...
Yes, so he reads it slowly and then he reads it at a normal pace. So imagine karaoke. When you go for karaoke, you try to sing along. So if you want to improve your accent and pronunciation, and you also want to learn new words, you can use this site. It will be awesome for you. Let's try the fast pace.
DeepEnglish.com. A new priest is causing a stir at a 400-year-old Buddhist temple in Kyoto, Japan. Named Mindar, she teaches about compassion and the dangers of desire, ego.
So, like you saw, he reads it at a different pace. I would recommend you try all paces. If you try to do one story every week, you will learn new words and you will read stories from all over the world. And the other good thing about this website is the vocabulary section. For example, if you look at the story, some of the words are written in bold letters. This means that these are phrases, maybe idioms, something like that. For example, aren't crazy about. What's the meaning of this? So you can come in the vocabulary section and try to look at the words we have beside. For example, to not be crazy about, like we saw there, to not like something very much. So you can quickly learn this and use it in your daily conversation. I'm not so crazy about using Netflix. Or I'm not so crazy about football. Something like that. Or if you like something very much, like, I'm crazy about this. So you can quickly learn something and use it in a sentence. The other last bit about deep English is you can choose a language. Let's choose, for example, Turkish. 1 minute. Yes, Turkish is right here. So when you are reading, if you come across a word you don't know, for example, what's the meaning of anger? You click onto it and okay. So you continue reading. It works just like Aurora TV. Let's look at another. For example, collaboration. What's the meaning of collaboration? Click onto it and something like this. So it's a great site. Check it out. It will be of use to your language learning process. I hope this will be helpful. If it is helpful for you, and if you know any other websites, any other applications for maybe learning vocabulary, listening practice, writing, reading, etc., please in the comment section share with me. I would love to know those sites. Thank you so much.
For the students preparing for Ielts, you should most definitely check out Cambridge Books. Cambridge Books have the past real exams that were done in the previous years. So you can simply type into Google Cambridge PDF, Ielts Cambridge PDF, and you will be able to download this. I will show you how to do this, but it's very easy to get, and you can start practicing on daily basis. If it's writing or speaking, you will need a native speaker to look at your work, or a teacher that knows how to review the Ielts writing, all the speaking, the marking criteria. But even if you cannot find a teacher, you can ask any native speaker. If there is any mistakes, they can find them. It will be better than not giving to someone to review. And for the reading and listening sections, it has an answer key at the end of the book, so you can listen. I will show you how to get the listening, or you can simply write into YouTube. You write the name of the test, the year, and you add audio. You will get the listening. So you can start practicing for the listening and you will pass your exams. Website is going to be Ielts Up.
It's the official website. So we click onto it. It has all the sections and exercises. So let's look at the listening section. As you can see, there are practice tests and tips. So if you click on the tips, you can first understand how to answer different types of questions. For example, before the test, what must you know? So you look at all of this. On the test, what do you have to pay attention to? You read all of this, and then you can start doing some exercises and some practice tests. So 1 minute. Yeah, so as you can see, you have so many practice tests and full Ielts questions. Full tests, which means you can do all the questions, practice all the questions. And it's the same thing with reading. The reading has different sections, as you know, the academic and general. So if you're going to take the general, then you only practice with general. And before you practice any of them, I recommend you look at the tips like we did on the listening. The same thing happens with writing. Choose whether academic or general. And before you begin, you should begin with the tips link. And on top of that, there is the vocabulary section. This is very important. For example, there is linking structures, vocabulary to write essays, describing graphs. If you will take the IELTS Academic, writing letters for IELTS General, and academic word lists. So you may study all of these and also practice writing different questions. And finally, we come to the speaking. The speaking has a vocabulary section. Let's look at this. So as you can see, it has the most frequently asked questions, all topics on the IELTS: the health, education, wealth, sports, technology, etc. And in each of these, there are phrases, idioms, phrasal verbs, etc., collocations. These are very good words on the cutting edge, for example. So if you review this website, it will help you prepare for your IELTS a lot more efficiently. And lastly, you can look at these exercises. So, hope this will be helpful for you.
And the bonus tip is YouTube. YouTube has millions and millions of resources. So there are some very good YouTube channels. For example, IELTS Liz. Many students love this channel. It really has some great materials. You can check out IELTS Liz for the tips and everything. And besides that, there are other channels that make interviews with native speakers, people from all over the world. My favorite is, I will link it in the description below, but he brings people from different countries. They talk about different topics about life, and it's also more of self-development. So you can develop yourself, you can learn English, and you can see what other people are doing all over the world. Thank you for listening.